Welcome back, guys. You know how we've talked about how German cars are over-engineered? And I got a perfect example for you and how we can make this a little bit easier. Now, if you ever taken off this here cable for this hood latch, and you got to separate this here forks that's on this handle, and you got to spread them apart, and there's a metal retainer clip in there, and then there's a pin in there with a flat head on it, and you just about got to have some gymnastics with your fingers just to get this thing out of there, and hopefully the pin won't just fly out with you. Now, the first time that I tore this thing down and pulling this front end off the car for the secondary air injection system, that little pin just boom, it just flew out of there. Okay, so I found the pin, and I was thinking at that time, I said, what in the hell were these people thinking? You know, why couldn't they just had a pin, had a flat head on it, put a hole in it, and just put a little clevis pin in there? Okay, so I didn't give it much thought. Okay, so I put the thing back together. All right, now the second time around, I got to pull it back off again. This time, you know, for this here coolant pipe and replacing, you know, all of that stuff. Well, same scenario. That pin flew out again. Well, this time I couldn't find it. I don't know where it went. And so I didn't want to resort to other methods, you know, as far as you know, coming up with some other method to try to hold this here handle back with this hood latch assembly. Maybe you don't know exactly what I'm talking about for the guys out there. It's got the Volkswagen and got a Passat, got a Jetta. Maybe even Audis might apply. I'm not sure about them. But take a look at this here clip of what you have to deal with of trying to get this here metal clip and this pin out. Okay, now here's where I'm going to get ready to take this metal clip off of this here handle, which is used to release the hood latch so you can get the hood up. So I got a pick in here, and you can see that it's recessed down in there, so it is not the easiest thing to get to. And so what I'm doing right now is I'm just releasing that metal clip. I'm raising it up, and keep in mind that this metal clip is on the inside of this handle. So now I have to get some snap ring pliers, at least that's what I'm going to use. And so when I spread this here handle apart, then the idea is to try to reach in there to get this metal clip. And at the same time, there is a pin that runs right through this here handle, this here where it looks like a fork here, where I'm spreading apart. So as I'm doing that, you're going to probably see that, you may not see it, but it's going to get ready to fly. And you see how this pin is on the inside, and it's so you can see it's a little bit aggravating trying to get this here thing out of there. And so I got the metal clip. Fortunately, it didn't fly away, but you can see the pin went somewhere. Now this is the first time that I did this, and this was where the pin, you can see it just dropped down there. And so you know, it was pretty easy in this point right now. But the second time I did this, that pin went somewhere, and I don't know where it went. And that's what's bringing this here video up. If you look really close now, you can see what your factory parts are going to be. You're going to see this metal clip, and then you can see a good close look up at that pin right there. So that's what you got. And later, we're going to show you what it's going to look like to replace both of these here items. Now you see what I was talking about. You just about got to have gymnastics on your fingers there, right? And if you don't lose that pin, then I would count yourself lucky. For me, both times the thing went flying out. Okay, so now the pin is gone. Let's say you can't find it. Now what are you going to do to come up with something here to put this thing back together? Well, maybe you might try something like a bread tie. Maybe that might work. Or you might even go and do something like, well, I'll just get a piece of wire. And for the ones that has a real elegant solution, well, they might even come up and use a zip tie. You know, that'll get the job done, but it's not a permanent fix. So as I mentioned earlier, why not have a pin, got a flat head on it, put a hole in it, and put a clevis pin in there? So I can sit here and I can measure this up and I can see what I need. Then I can get on the phone. Then I can call around. And now, have you ever tried to call somebody like at a home center or like a hardware store and you're describing to them about what you're trying to get? Well, they're not going to understand what you want. Then you're going to have to drive all over town, and then you got to go and look and try to find these pieces yourself, like a pen and a clevis pen. Alright, so now what do? You says, well, maybe there's somebody else has already thought about this. Well, sure enough, I got on the internet, and lo and behold, somebody has thought of this same exact thing that I was thinking about. Okay, take a look at this right here. This may be hard to see, but I'm going to try to get it in there so you can see it. Exactly what I was talking about. This works perfect. You don't have to sit here and try to spread the handle off on this thing, you know, on this handle, and trying to get this other contraption in. Whatever engineer designed that, okay? And let me show you where the guy's at. So if you ever run into this problem, you can go right there, fixmyvw.com, okay? And this right here, you'll get 2 of these pins and 2 clips. Okay? I had the whole thing shipped. Now I'll show it to you. There's the price. Okay? Not bad. And that's including shipping too. So about $8 there. Okay? Alright guys, that's going to wrap this video up. And I'll just show you what the final installation looks like. So it's pretty neat, works great. So if you ever run across this problem, now you got a source that you can go to. Now let me show you what it'll look like. Okay, so there you go. There it is right there. Right there. Okay. Works great. Okay. Easy to get to. Nothing like it was before. So basically you slide that pin in, and then you drop that clevis pin in there, or clip, and it's done. Okay guys, this is going to wrap this video up. If this video helps you out, click on the like button. Yeah, if you don't like it, click on the dislike button. You know, whatever makes you happy. It's a democracy. But you know, if you dislike it, let me know why. Try to do better in the next one. And also, if you want to see more videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and this way you'll be notified of future videos. That's going to wrap this video up, and you guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one.